the real guts of what the movie was about is about my uncle. And 13 years ago, my uncle was still alive. So blues music to me 13 years ago was just what I would listen to when I was with my uncle. You know what I mean? He passed in 2015 while I was in post on Creed. That was when I started to think about the music differently. It became more of a utility for me. I was just watching this man work. I'm like, oh, I think this might be his best work yet, which is crazy.
Unlike your other movies, you can really feel the oppressiveness of the heat. Because you spent...
It was real.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
People move slower because why? Why not?
Autumn was at the camera and she started crying. And she was like, hey, I gotta move the camera. I gotta be in a better spot to see this. Something about seeing this man stand up and yell made me choke up. That shit's like 6 a.m, but my wife is sitting there pumping milk for our kids. She's like bleary eyed. I'm looking at her, bro. I've been knowing her since I met her when she was 14. You know what I'm saying? And like she like the 3rd black woman and the 1st Filipino American to be nominated for Best Picture. And I'm just looking at her like, God damn, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you put it in the historical context.
So drive safe, everybody. It was 2013 that a little film called Fruitvale played here at this festival. It's where I met this gentleman who has, in the space of less than 15 years, made himself America's premier filmmaker of his generation. His newest film got like 127 Oscar nominations or something like that. I am proud to bring to this stage, for his first interview since his Best Director Oscar nomination, an old friend and somebody whose success thrills me every day. Please help me welcome Ryan Coogler. So
I'm far from you, brothers.
We can text each other. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
We stay in contact.
True story.
Football injury like flaring up on you over there?
All of it. All of it. Too much football, too much writing scripts sitting on IKEA furniture. Yeah,
I think you can ask Warner to upgrade you on furniture-wise.
I'm good now, but the damage was done. You know what I'm saying? What's up, everybody? Last. Thank y'all. Thank you, guys.
So this is interesting because it's your first original since Fruitvale.
Yeah, it is. It is. I remember that day, man, being here. A lot of memories. I remember that's the first time I saw you in person at the Mark where we premiered. I was very nervous seeing you. I was like, oh damn, Elvis Mitchell's here. But nah, man. Thanks for having me back, and it's nice to be back. And it's crazy that it's been as long as it's been. It went like this, you know. But a lot of memories here. Met a lot of friends I'll have for life here, you know. So it's an honor to be invited to this talk, bro.
You know Chloe from here too, Chloe Zhao. You guys were.
I met Chloe Zhao in January 2012 at the Screenwriters Lab. Met her, and what's crazy is I also met Joachim Trier there. He was an advisor.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it was Marielle Heller in that class, and Jonas Carbonago and David Lowery. It was a phenomenal group, and you know, being there felt like my life was gonna change, you know. And met Michelle Satter there, who's been a tremendous friendship for me and everybody at Proximity, for Zenzi, for Sev. Yeah, so it's an incredible place, and you know, eventually with me Redford, rest in peace. We did an event last night, and that was kind of all about you know, just celebrating his legacy as, you know, founding the organizations that gave birth to all of this. So it's been a really profound year.
It's got to be interesting for you too, because I can actually see, if we move the scale aside, Sinners could be a story you could have written 13 years ago. Because it's about somebody trying to get home, which is what all your movies are about.
Well, I mean, 13. I put it like this: the real guts of what the movie was about is about my uncle, and 13 years ago, my uncle was still alive. You know, so blues music to me 13 years ago was just what I would listen to when I was with my uncle. You know what I mean? He passed in 2015 while I was in post on Creed, and that was when I started to think about the music differently. You know, it became like it became more of a utility for me, as like kind of a tool to think about my uncle, to trigger those memories, and I think that, oh my God, is that coffee? Oh my God.
Oh, I'm fine, thank you. Don't worry about me. Oh, no. We know where the power is here.
That's you.
Can I bring the car around for you?
That's you.
Thank
Nah.
you.
That's you. No, they're gonna bring another one, bro.
Welcome to the Ryan Coogler suite.
Man.
No, you touched it already. I can't.
Okay.
I'll put it on eBay if you give it to me, so you should drink it.
I do got them young school age kids. You don't want these California germs.
You just lost the room that fast. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
But there's always been something. I mean, certainly Fruitvale could be a blues song. I mean, there's been the strain of the blues that's run
crazy.
through everything you've done.
Man, I never thought about that. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's absolutely a through line. Like, you know, the Lost in Fruitvale was a 24-hour movie. Like this one, like so many of my favorite movies.
They're on the clock.
On the clock, yeah, and that definitely like the beauty in the finite, you know, the beauty in the scarcity was definitely like a part of that movie as well, and yeah, man, it's interesting because I shot that movie in my neighborhood, in houses that we grew up in, and one of the houses that we shot in was built by my maternal grandfather, who was born in Mississippi, didn't move to Oakland until he was a teenager. I never met him. He died in a year and a half before I was born. But I spent my whole life in his house that he built with his bare hands. You know what I mean? Like with scrap wood that he would like, it took him a long time to add the second story because he was getting the wood for free. He was doing his own labor, and like that was done before I was alive. And I helped my grandma with that house. Now, we've never had to fix any of that work. You know what I mean? So that's like, that was a part of, like, you know, I shot a movie in that house that I took to Sundance. You follow what I mean?
No, but and there's a house that's a part of Sinners too. I mean, I'm telling you, there's so many things that resonate through these movies, but I feel like, certainly, I mean, the opening and closing of Black Panther is like a blues. I mean, if you look at it that way, and what
the circular,
yeah. I mean, they all feel like these sort of blues songs to me. You know, about yearning for this thing that's out of reach, that you think will change your life for the better.
Yeah,
it's aspirational, but in the most immediate way.
Yeah,
and it's funny now to talk to you about Sinners. I mean, I was very lucky you showed it to me very early.
Very early. Yeah, you were in the first audience that I showed it to. I'll never forget your feedback, bro. It was really helpful.
Well, when I saw Delroy get the Oscar nomination, I thought,
yeah, right on. Yeah, Delroy is an incredible performer, man. No, he's amazing. He lives in Oakland too. Yeah, like I seen who live in Oakland over here? Oh wow,
Oh,
that's
no,
what's
you
up.
don't.
That's what's up. Oh, come on, what's up, baby? What's up, bro? Man, Pete still, yeah, we got a lot of us in here. Wow, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I just texted you, bro. Damn. It's a small village, man, but it's mighty, you know,
But everything you do is about a small village. Every movie you made is about
Yeah.
a small village, a really contained village. And again, people sort of aspiring to get out of them, but really what they want to do is go home.
yeah,
But I just thought there's so much about the blues. And
Yeah.
when you told me about the movie, when you called me before I went to see it, and I thought this is interesting just because I've had this thought for now a year and a half about, and just never had a chance to drop it on you. But I just thought, yeah, everything you've done, I can sort of feel that the sort of ache of wanting this thing you can't have. That is the part of the blues.
yeah, it's definitely all there, man. Like I wouldn't have been able to make Sinners when I made Fruitvale. Like I was, you know, I needed the experience of all the other movies before to do this, and I needed to find the people, you know what I mean, that I made this with, you know, and they kind of, I feel like they all did their best work on this movie. You know, I'm biased, obviously, but I, you know, watching Ludwig Göransson be on set every day and work with his team and work with his wife Serena Göransson. And if y'all don't know, Serena is a concert violinist. They met at the you know, on the Fox lot on the scoring session for Marley and Me when Ludwig was an assistant. And they was both, you know, Ludwig was an assistant for Teddy Shapiro, and she was there like a young phenom playing the
a day player in the orchestra.
Yeah, you know, and he went over and said what's up to her, you know what I mean, and they became friends, but they was like friends that was obviously like in love with each other to all their other friends, you know what I mean. Eventually they made it official right around the time we was working on Creed together, and she played violin on that. But that's her in the Oppenheimer score, and the Can You Hear the Music? That's her on the violin. That crazy, you know, that's her, you know. And she was on set every day on this. They kids were on or in New Orleans with our kids, and I was just watching this man work. I'm like, oh, I think this might be his best work yet, which is crazy to say because of the things he's done in the past. And I felt like that with Ruth. I felt like that with Autumn. You know, and these are people who've done a lot of crazy shit that I've seen with my own two eyes. You know what I mean? And so I think I needed the experience of those other movies, and I think they needed the experience that they've had to you know to be able to do what we were able to do on this one in New Orleans. You know.
But you always got bigger too, because I know you're telling me pretty much every movie you made since Creed, you've taken a trip to get you ready for. It's like you sort of go to the place.
Yeah.
So first you go to it like kind of spiritually, but like immersing yourself in the culture and the music, and then you go there.
Yeah.
And we talked about you going to Mississippi, and because my family's from Mississippi too, and it's
they went up 61 right to Detroit.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. But the thing that's interesting about this movie to me is, unlike your other movies, you can really feel the oppressiveness of the heat. Because you spent...
It was real.
Oh, I know. Because people move slower because why? Why not?
Yeah, no, for sure. That heat was crazy, man. And our actors, it was in like a lot of the men was in wool suits. It was nuts. We was really in them cars. It was like, and yeah, you feel it, you see it. You know what I mean? It's there. In the reflectiveness of that skin, you know, when it's getting wet.
You know, you really see it, and this is the scene that you showed me. Then you put in the movie is when Delroy and Miles and Mike in the car, with the top down, and they have to talk over not only the noise of the road, but you can feel it talking over like the heat waves in the air. No, for sure. It was incredibly difficult for them.
like I could see him, like we'd be reloading that camera. I could see like Mike kind of going to a Zen place, because you know those are 3-piece suits.
Yeah.
You know.
And a heavy chambray shirt under a 3-piece.
Yes. Yeah. And you know Ruth don't play. You know what I mean? It's real material. You know what I mean? And yeah, every once in a while he'll be there while we reload, and he'll be like, "All right, y'all, let's go." You know what I mean? And then a lot of times he's really driving. You know what I mean? Like Mike's.
That's not a camera car. He's actually driving.
We had some camera car shots, but it's some shots where he's really driving, like where Delroy stands up and tells the incarcerated men on the chain gang, when he tells them to hold their heads, he stands up and he's screaming. Mike's driving. You know what I mean? And when he pulls off, he's driving, and a lot of that improv, Mike is actually driving. So like and like Mike's an incredibly gifted driver. You know, like
But that's not like driving an automatic with like cameras in the
no, he's right. It's effectively a Model T. You know what I mean? Like we got great stunt coordinator Andy Gill, who's been working with us since the first Panther. So we kind of like a theater troupe at this point. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget Delroy. Man, it's so many like crazy decisions went into this movie that like kind of aggregated, because so like if you watch Mike's performance, if you ever watch the movie again, Smoke and Stack drive completely different. Like Smoke drives 10 and 2 like an old man, and Stack drives like he in the 90s.
Yeah.
He leaning back. He got one arm over. You know what I mean? And he drives twice as fast as Smoke. Like Smoke's driving slow, and Stack's slamming on it. You know what I mean? And I'll never forget that him and Miles, because all that stuff was Miles' first day acting. Like all that stuff with him in the car with the twins and him singing Traveling, that was his first day on a movie set, you know. And it was Mike's first time hearing him sing for real. So when he goes, woo, that's all real, like holy shit, you know what I mean? But they improv, when he says, hey, how fast does this thing drive? And he asks him, hey, you want to find out? Like, I'll let you drive it. And he says, I'll let you drive it on the way back. That was improv. You know what I mean? And then we cut it together, and I realized, oh shit, like he is gonna drive on at the end of the movie, but alone. You know what I'm saying? So like that, just that type of piece. And another piece that was real crazy was we were shooting Delroy's scene when we meet him at the train station, and we were discussing like just the blocking, and Delroy in the first run through, he stood up and started talking to the guys, and then we talked about it, and he was like, I could stand up, I could stay sitting. I was like, man, I think something in my heart is telling me that you should stay seated. And he was like, great, I'll make it work from a seated position. And you know, it just felt right in the moment. We got out there to shoot the him going by the guys on the chain gang, and we shoot it a couple times. And then Delroy says, hey, I wanna stand up. I wanna stand up for these guys. And I flipped out because Delroy's in his 70s. And I don't want him to fall in a moving car, you know what I mean? Like I know his wife, she from Philly, but she been in Oakland for 40 years.
So she can find you is what she say.
Yeah, you got North Philly and Oakland, and like I can't bring her husband back hurt. You feel me? Like, so I'm like, Dale, bro, you like let me talk to stunts. And Andy comes over, he works it out. You know what I mean? Make sure he trusts Mike driving and everything. So he does the take, man, where he stands up. And it was really powerful. Like in Autumn was at the camera, and she started crying, and she was like, "Hey, I gotta move the camera. I gotta be in a better spot to see this. Something about seeing this man stand up and yell made me choke up." So we did it again, and then when I cut the movie together, I realized, oh shit, he didn't stand for Stack and Sammy. but he stood for these guys. You know, so it was just a lot of like crazy things that had tie-ins that I didn't know would tie in, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Oh, of course it makes sense, because you showed me that scene was separate, and I thought, what? I said, that's where you see how dignified he is.
It wasn't in the cut.
It wasn't in the cut.
You
showed me. I said, that's got to go in, because
so Elvis, man, God bless him. He came in and watched an early cut. It was like a completely different movie at that point. And then we talked, and he was like, "Man, I'll let her see it again." And I was like, "Hey, man, can you come in and watch a couple of these scenes that weren't in it, and just give me your point of view on you know, how you think these would alter the viewing experience?" So you came in and I showed you 2 Delroy scenes.
Yeah.
And then you had like a real great point of view about that one specifically.
That's what you were talking about, though. It's the power in that. It's just because it shows who he is and what he is, and it's like it really makes his loss at the end of the movie that much more potent. To see that dignity, see who he is there.
Yeah.
But it's not like you didn't shoot it, for God's sake. I mean, what it is you have this really interesting instinctive way of making movies. Which is not to say you don't plan, but you're so open to what's going on, because you showed me earlier cuts of your stuff before. And it's like you can feel the temperature changes with the way you relate to the actors. You're talking about, because I was going to ask you how much you directed Mike, because the brothers roll cigarettes different. I mean, you can see that in the way they hold the cigarette.
Yeah.
One is really deliberate. He's going to make sure that every leaf of tobacco falls into that paper. He's not going to lose any of it. It's going to be sealed.
Yeah.
It's going to get to his mouth.
Yeah.
And yours like, well, I guess this will go. Let's just do this. I mean, but that also sort of tells us who they are in ways that sort of tells us, it's going to tell us where they end up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a lot. I mean, it was a lot of man. It was a fun time, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and Mike did a lot of really intricate work. But it was just fun. It was just fun to see. And that scene in particular, it was like, I was just, you know, I'm trying to like making movies is difficult, but it's like an incredibly fun. It's a incredibly fun job, man. Like in I find a lot of fulfillment in like striving to get better. You know, watching other filmmakers do things differently and really well. And a filmmaker named Shaka King, who I met here 13 years ago, when both our feature debuts were here.
I had to go see his movie at the resort.
Yep. His movie Newlyweds was in. It was like a black romantic stoner comedy. Beautiful movie. Was in the next program. And yeah, me and him met. And not knowing that we was gonna be friends to the grave. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but that's how I ended up. That ended up being destiny. It was one of the honors of my life to produce Judas and the Black Messiah for him. But Shaka made an observation, because Shaka acts as well. He's an actor and a writer and a director and a stand-up comic. You know what I mean? He just does a lot of shit that I don't do. You know, and so I love talking craft with him, because he comes at it from like a different angle. And we were talking about this HBO show called I May Destroy You. And he was kind of breaking down to me how that was a study in character through behavior. You know what I mean? Like, not character through backstory, but character through actually the actions that people do and the repeated actions. You know what I mean? The habits that they have. And what's great about a lot of behavior like that is nonverbal. You know what I mean? Like, you just see somebody do something. A lot of times they alone or they feel like nobody's looking. You see what their compulsions are, and this movie was for me a big challenge in that category. It's like, how can I, you know, this movie's got plenty of backstory and lore in it too, but for me it was about behavior. You know what I mean? And silent behavior. And so what I talked about with Mike is, in meeting the twins, they're completely alone. You know what I mean? And it was big for me to know that these guys don't have to talk to each other. You know what I mean? Like, if it's nothing at stake, they're not verbal with each other. And I thought, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if they can hand a cigarette to each other without even looking? You know what I mean? Like they just know where it is, where it's gonna be, what the timing is. And we wrote it, and Mike was like, "Yeah, I got it." And then we got out there to shoot it, bro. It was 115 degree heat, bro. Yes way, bro. 115 degree heat, bro. No shade. And with VFX, we realized, bro, that like it was practically impossible to do this handoff without eyeballing it. And because Mike is so in his body, you know what I mean? And we had a great acting double, a guy named Percy Bill. You know, we were able to, and we had to do it. You know, all departments had to be on deck. Our sound department had to distribute beeps that are like ADR beeps. You know what ADR beeps are? Where it's beep 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 line when you want to do your thing. We took the ADR beep methodology to physical action. So it's beep beep beep.
You're counting it out
pass.
too in the same way.
Exactly. And you know they manipulating in Pro Tools and kicking it out through speakers. You know. And this cigarette is live, bro. Like, so if he misses, he burns his hand. You know what I mean? And we missed a couple times. like and so that stunts involved. You know what I mean? Going in and saying, all right, man, like you gotta be under here. Grips gotta be involved with VFX in terms of we had a little marker for where the off twin could pass it to the other one. And obviously camera department is working a techno dolly, which is doing repeated passes, so that then we can stitch them together. Costume, wardrobe, makeup is all working to make sure these dudes don't overheat. You know what I mean? Because that's where we at with it. By the time we finished, bro, I had like cold towels wrapped around my. No, it was my first time having heat exhaustion. You know what I mean? And my heart broke for the crew because I'm DGA, so I got a Teamster driving me. But I'm thinking about my crew that's driving themselves. You know what I'm saying? I was out all day. So we calling each other, checking in on each other, people taking breaks to drive, you know what I'm saying? Because we was like maybe an hour outside of New Orleans, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. It was super humid. So if it's 115 degrees,
bro, it's real, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like, but the whole time, you know, we thinking about, man, it's a movie about sharecroppers. Wasn't no cooling tents, wasn't no fans. You know what I mean? That concept was constantly like on everybody's mind, or we was out there trying to keep each other safe. But Mike got that done, bro, and that's like if it's a blink and you miss it scene of a dude. And what's crazy about Mike is they're communicating that whole time. Like Smoke is doing trimmers. He's checking his watch. It's all subtle. Smoke's obviously having a panic attack because this dude is late. And he don't know if he finna get double crossed. He don't know if they finna get set up. You know, and Stack is non-verbally telling him, man, you tripping, bro. Everything's gonna be fine. You know what I mean? If you watch him and the looks had to time out.
Because it's funny, first of all, these things you're saying are all in Fruitvale.
I mean, no twins.
I'm sorry to tell you, but all these things you think you just figured out, you kind of were intuited early on. Mike has a lot of silent scenes in Fruitvale.
Yeah.
We can the scene where he goes in the supermarket, he's trying to sort of, the cashier to go out to the car in silence. Yeah. I mean, that's all there. Yeah. That's character stuff. We get to see a lot of who he is in Creed, because when he's not talking, he's trying to figure out how angry he should be at people.
Yeah.
I mean, the grind of his jaw is telling you something.
Oh, yeah.
The way our late friend Chadwick sort of moved at the beginning versus the end of that movie, that's all these things you're talking about the character. I mean, I'm glad you had somebody to bounce some ideas off, but you intuited all this stuff early on.
I mean,
you see what I'm talking about, don't you?
I do, but I feel like I'm being more conscious of it and trying to find new ways to challenge. But yeah, I think for me, I'm just trying to get better, get more efficient, get cleaner, while at the same time be more ambitious.
Well, here's what I'll say to you. That all these building blocks you're talking about were always there, but like any athlete, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So you can actually you know when the ball is snapped without even like looking at the looking up the field. You just know from where everybody's on the field, and it's the way you stage action in the movies now. Because the action, when it's successful, is about people knowing where somebody is.
Yeah.
And when it fails, it's when people don't, when there's no trust in it. I mean, that's what that whole sequence is. We're about letting people into the club. I mean, that's about trust and no trust. I mean, that's such beautiful characters up there.
Right
I mean, because that to me could be its own movie.
Right on.
Just having somebody.
Yeah, I got in my. What's crazy is, man, talking about Delroy. Man, we had so much fun in that hallway, bro. And I got in my head because like it's a lot of scenes just in the doorway, you know, and like that can be like a death sentence. Like if you in the same place and you're not finding ways to make it new, you know, and I said it out loud to the actors at one point.
You did?
Well, yeah, like I was like, man, we back in this doorway again. Like we got to figure out a way to you know, and these actors, bro, they come from stage. Where they on the same, you know, like
it's like classic acting.
So they got offended. You know what I mean? Delroy was like, man, what you mean, man? The same doorway. What are you talking about? I'm like, well, we in the same. And he's like, no. Here's the thing, though, Ryan. It ain't the same doorway. He's like, it's a different doorway when this is happening than when this is happening. I'm like, all right, bro, you got me. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was, you know, and it was fun. It was fun. Working with Omar, who got like a real mastery of like how to use his body, and like comedic timing versus being threatening. Like he can be like all of those things at once and like very quickly. But it was so much fun, bro, shooting with him and Mike and Wumi and Dale, who are not used to comedic situations, you know what I mean? And Omar was just making them break every take, bro. Like it got to the point where it was impossible. And I was so much, you know, that was so much fun, bro. I had to actually. I usually stand by the camera when I'm working, but I was breaking first, so I had to move myself like way off down the stage. Cause I was laughing the whole time, and then I would laugh, and then Michael break or Wumi will break. Yeah, but Omar, man, he's a legend, bro.
He is, but that scene too, that sequence is like a classic acting exercise where each character comes to that door has a different goal. I mean, their goal is all to get in, but they do it different ways, and that's where for me that's where this movie really shines. Is there's so many situations about people asking somebody for something, and the person having to see past this monster they become to the person they are inside. I mean, that's really the undercurrent of the movie is what can you accept from somebody you love? You know, after you've lost them, what can you accept from them? And that is...
Wow, yeah. Oh, man. Damn. God damn. You ever think about getting into film criticism, bro?
No, I'm too busy not getting coffee given to me, so I'm...
Hey, can we get this man a coffee?
No. I always sweat and shake like this. I'll be fine. But no, I think for me the thrill of this is to see somebody who has combined so many different kinds of filmmaking. I mean, we talked about.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. You say that again, though. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro.
Oh, what are you gonna say? What?
No, what you said, bro. Like you said, what you willing to accept from somebody that you love.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But there's a scene like that in every single one of these movies. It's T'Challa and his parents. It's the family. It's a mother and daughter in Wakanda Forever. It's Creed and his girl and Rocky in Creed.
Damn, bro, you fucking my head up, Elvis.
I don't know what's in that coffee, but it makes it easier for you to talk.
No, it's the altitude. It's something, bro. But it's because how I saw it. How I saw the movie was like, I wanted to make a movie about the South, and how that's like I've even though I'm like a Bay Area dude, I'm a coastal dude. I feel like this is crazy with all the horrific shit that's happening in Minneapolis, but like I feel like
feels like the South now,
I feel like
doesn't it?
I feel like the South and the Midwest are like the real America. You know what I mean? Like I feel like they call it the heartland and they call it, but I feel like that's like the truest version of this country. You know what I mean?
Why do you say that? That's really interesting to me. Because this is my experience. I grew up going from Mississippi to Detroit all the summers.
I think that that's where the gloves are off. You know what I mean? Look, I'm from the Bay Area, bro. Coming out the Bay Area. My grandma is 90, should be 98 this year. She moved there when she was 12. My grandma is from Texas. You know what I mean? Any black person you see in Oakland that's African American, they've been there less than a century. You know what I mean? They was in the South for 300 years before that. You know, Oakland is very colorful. It's a colorful place. Houses, you know, you'll find a stone cold gangster that live in a pink house in Oakland. You know what I mean? Am I lying? Man, Kamal left, fine. He left. Kamal. Hey, Kamal. Hey, am I lying, bro? Hey, in Oakland, you'll find a gangster who live in a pink house, huh?
Yes, sir.
Like so Oakland known for these colorful houses. And one day I'm talking to my grandma, like I was stressed out about gentrification. It's like during the financial crisis. And then she starts telling me, like, she's saying, yeah, they just moving back. And I was like, huh, what do you mean? She's like, when I got here, this place was all white. You know what I mean? Like it was black people on one street. And eventually, like, you know, they built freeways and they moved, and then we moved to other places. And she said all of the houses was like white. It was all drab colors. And we was homesick, so we painted them. I'm like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, we would buy a house and we'll paint it. And I'm like, that's where I grew up with Oakland having all these funky colored houses. Son, I swear to God, Elvis, I go to New Orleans, bro, to make this movie. First time in New Orleans, bro. I'm in my late 30s, bro. And I go to my production designer's house, Hannah Beekler's house, who lives in New Orleans. And I go to take a phone call. I'm like, Hannah, I got to step outside. It was like a budget thing or something. And I start walking. I'm on the phone talking, man. It's a heated conversation. And I'm walking. And I look up, and I see a house the same color as my grandma's house, bro. And I look around, and I see all of the colors of my neighborhood, of my childhood neighborhood. It looked so familiar that I let myself walk around like I knew where I was, bro. Like, and I got off the phone and couldn't help but tear up, bro. They brought the South with them to you know, like that's what they did. You know what I mean?
But we had this conversation before.
Yeah.
It's why people claim the part of Oakland they're from. I'm from East, so and it's a very specific.
It all got a story, yeah, like how they got there and what, you know what I mean,
and that's like saying I'm from Texas or I'm from Mississippi or I'm from Alabama. It's the same kind of thing.
But my grandma, bro, I always wondered why she never said what part of Oakland she was from. And I found out in that conversation because what's crazy about Oakland is all the neighborhoods moved. Like when she first got to Oakland, only the lower bottoms was considered West Oakland, which is like a section of West Oakland now. But as black people would move, they would call wherever the black people were West Oakland. You know what I'm saying? So she was like all that turf and sections is really meaningless to her because she knows how arbitrary it is. You know what I mean? Like she's like, yo, that, because like when I grew up, West Oakland was all the way from the bottoms to the 30s, and she said, no, West Oakland was just the lower bottoms. Everything north of that was North Oakland. And I was like, really, Grandma? I'm arguing with her, and she's like, all right. She's like, yo, go to 12th Street. You're gonna see North Oakland Baptist Church. Why is that? And I'm like, damn, you're right. You know what I mean? You know, like in that idea. So for me, you know, it's a reason, bro. Like politicians from Chicago are successful. You know what I mean? It's a reason that, you know, people who come from these places, you know what I'm saying? Like who you know, what's the most successful business people? You know what I mean? Where's Warren Buffett from? Omaha. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in Memphis, which is right across the way from, it's basically Mississippi. You know what I mean? And they tell me, yeah, FedEx started here. And they like FedEx is so Mississippi, it's so Memphis that if you send a package from Oakland to LA, they usually will take it to Memphis first and then take it to LA. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, that's, it's like so much of what we know comes from
the South.
Comes from these places, but there's like all this propaganda and assumptions that people that come from there are stupid or not educated or slow. You know what I mean?
Is this why home is so important to you in your work? Because everything we talked about this, and I seem to shock you when I mentioned it to you, but these protagonists, they're all trying to get to this idea of what home is for them. They're all trying to do that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is, bro. Like, it's something I always been obsessed with. Finding home, finding community, finding the truth, finding the answers. And for me, it was about realizing like that everything that happens in the South, you gotta take this idea that people aren't as smart or aren't as educated. You gotta take that out. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's false. And for me, the film was all negotiations. Like everybody's negotiating in every scene. But when you just said that it's actually about what you are willing to accept from a loved one, that's like another type of negotiation. That's like some real shit. You know what I mean? That definitely.
I mean, it's Sammy and his father at the beginning. And
absolutely,
the end.
all of the scenes, bro. You just blew my mind. Yeah, I mean, because that's what a lot of people's favorite scene was just Smoking Annie. That's what that's about.
100%. Before I let you go,
is she gonna forgive this man?
Can she forgive him? That's what it really is. Can she forgive him?
Yeah.
But before you speaking of blowing your mind, before I let you go, I have to ask you what it was like when you got the news.
Which news?
Does anybody have a phone here? I think you got a couple of Oscar nominations for Sinners.
Yeah. No, my bad, bro. My bad.
So you heard about that? Oh,
it was nice, bro. It was really nice. I worked with a lot of people I love on this movie, man, and like I said, I feel like I saw them do their best work.
They come to play with you though. That's part of it.
It's a profoundly strange movie, so it has like a lot of elements to it. It's original songs in it. It's
a movie that
makeup.
In the abstract, it's impossible to explain.
Yeah,
because there's so much going on.
But it was like great because I knew all of these craftspeople were doing incredible work. The actors, my makeup artists, my visual effects artists, and my producers. Jesus Christ, man! Like what Zinzi and Sev we're doing every day, and my executive producers, like Rebecca Cho, Will Greenfield. The work that they were doing. My assistant director, Marvin Williams, black man from Seattle, by way of Mississippi. His mom is from Mississippi. His mom was a sharecropper. Marvin's 50, and we met him doing second unit assistant directing on Black Panther 1 for me. He did all of the stuff in Korea. And we bro, this is crazy. I named the plantations after real plantations. Like when people reference a plantation. And some of the plantations are still operating. So we couldn't clear them for the script because they're still businesses. They're doing tours or what have you. So my legal department at Warner Brothers sent back a list. Hey, yo, here are some plantations in Mississippi that exist that we can clear. So I saw sunflower, and I say, okay, that's a good one. You know what I mean? I think that's it's beautiful. And we would always talk about stack liking flowers. So it was like, all right, boom, sunflower plantation. I put it in the script, bro. We shooting the scene where Miles says, "Hey, I'm from the sunflower plantation," and my AD hadn't read the updated draft. He breaks down crying, bro, and says, "Yo, that's the plantation my mom was on." He's from Seattle, bro.
So that means in the last 50 years it was still operating.
No, that means his mom. It was before his mom had kids. So like the last 70 years.
So the 70 years,
So what he like and he a Seattle dude, born and raised in Seattle. You know what I'm saying? But South, bro. You know what I mean? Like all the way up there. And for me, bro, to see all of their work recognized by their peers as good work, that meant the world to me, bro. I could care less for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's with these things, bro. It's like sometimes it's like 5 slots, bro. It's 100 movies made. You know what I'm saying? And like I've been doing this long enough. I know everybody now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like then they picking 5. So that means some of my homies not gonna get picked and everything. So the whole thing stresses me out. But like when I look at outside of myself, to Zenzi, to Seb, or to Autumn, or to Ruth, or to Hannah, or to Sharver, who've been cutting all my movies, never been recognized by the Academy. You know what I'm saying? Like to see them be recognized by their peers and say, "Hey, man, we proud of this work that you did. It's a good representation of what we do." And it's incredible, bro. So I was over the moon, man. And I can't count early in the morning, so I didn't know it was that many. You know what I'm saying? That's just like 6 in the morning, but my wife is sitting there pumping milk for our kids. And she's like bleary eyed. I'm looking at her, bro. I've been knowing her since I met her when she was 14. You know what I'm saying? And she like the 3rd black woman and the first Filipino American to be nominated for Best Picture. And I'm just looking at her like, God damn, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you put it in the historical context.
Well, but you look at the historical context of how many black people have been nominated for Best Director.
I ain't even thought about that. I feel like I know all of them. Like, yeah.
I'm sure you do.
I gotta think so. It's Barry, right? And definitely Jordan. Probably Lee. John. Probably Spike.
Spike's never been nominated for director.
The year I was there for Panther, he was there for Black Klansman.
Oh, for Black Klansman, that's right. He won the award for screenplay.
So it's probably him, right? Did I name him more? Oh, McQueen.
I think you did.
McQueen. I ain't named McQueen.
But he's not American though. I mean,
but you know. Hey, you know what?
It's like Oakland. We're gonna claim him now too.
Share, bro. Look, hey, I went to a Q&A with McQueen. I'm sitting in the audience like y'all sitting, bro, for 12 Years a Slave, and first time I seen the movie, it's at a film festival called the Mill Valley Film Festival. It's in the North Bay, very affluent part of the Bay, with the exception for one neighborhood where Pac is from, in Marin City. But this is a very affluent section, and it's a lot of older white folks in the crowd, and they do a Q&A after 12 Years a Slave goes off. Some woman says, "Hey man, what gave you the to McQueen, right? She's like, what gave you the ability to feel like you could tell this story being British?" And he say, "Hey, check it out. Only reason I want my family wound up in the West Indies is because one boat went that way, one boat went this way."
He also tells a great story about his father when his father worked in the States, almost being lynched.
Yeah, but he literally said, "Man, my cousins was on that boat. My brother and sister was on that boat. You know what I mean? I had no choice in which direction it went, but you know what I mean? I'll never forget that. Like, cause that was nice being in that audience hearing that. But yeah, I'm a claim McQueen, man. You crazy? Yeah.
That's between y'all. I'm saying now. Listen, let me. No, Steve's a good friend, man. I love Steve. So you don't break black people apart. Come on, let's unity. Yeah. Let's bring them together. Let me toast you for your success here.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Let's thank Ryan Coogler for being here today.